You have debt, you want it gone. Everyone tells you to pick a method, but nobody shows you the actual math. Today we fix that. 3 debts, 2 payoff strategies, real numbers, real timelines, and a clear answer on which one actually saves you more money. GI budget, military discipline, civilian money, no hype, no guilt, just a clear plan for getting control of your money. Here is the example we will use all the way through this video. A credit card with a $4,500 balance at 21.99%, a car loan with a $12,000 balance at 6.99%, and a student loan with an $8,500 balance at 5.99%. For this walkthrough, we are using a total monthly debt payoff budget of $1,065. That covers the minimums on all 3 debts plus $600 of extra attack money. Same debts, same payment budget. 2 very different payoff orders. To make this fair, we keep the rules the same for both methods. You make every minimum payment, then you throw every extra dollar at one target debt at a time. When that debt is gone, its payment rolls into the next one. Same money, same discipline. Only the order changes. That matters because debt payoff is not just about how much you pay. It is about when each dollar hits each balance. First, the Snowball Method. This one ignores interest rate at the start. It attacks the smallest balance first. With Snowball, you line up your debts by balance. Smallest first, largest last. In this example, the credit card balance is smallest, so it gets the extra payment first. The student loan comes next. The car loan comes last. The logic is simple. Knock out one account fast, free up that payment, then roll it forward. The order here is driven by visible progress, not by interest efficiency. Here is what that looks like in practice. You keep paying the minimum on the car loan and the student loan. Every extra dollar goes to the credit card. Once the credit card is gone, that payment amount rolls into the student loan. Once the student loan is gone, everything rolls into the car loan. The system creates momentum. You start seeing closed accounts earlier, and that matters for behavior. Closed accounts feel real. Interest savings usually do not. Snowball is not about mathematical perfection. It is about compliance. You get quick wins, you reduce the number of open accounts faster, and you build proof that the plan is working. If you have a history of starting budgets hard and quitting 3 weeks later, that psychological momentum is not a minor detail, it is the whole game. For a lot of people, the best spreadsheet in the world still loses to human behavior. Now the Avalanche Method, same money, same debts, different target. This one attacks the highest interest rate first. With Avalanche, you rank debts by APR, not by balance. Highest rate first, lowest rate last. In our example, the credit card still gets hit first because its rate is by far the highest. After that, the car loan comes before the student loan because 6.99% costs more than 5.99%. Every extra dollar goes where it cuts the most interest. This is the math-first version of debt payoff. Mechanically, Avalanche works just like Snowball. Minimums everywhere, extra payment on one target. Then roll the freed payment forward. The difference is that Avalanche reduces the most expensive debt first, which lowers the total interest drag on the whole plan. That is why it usually wins on paper. It is not using more money, it is using the same money in a smarter order. Interest is friction. The higher the rate, the more of your payment gets eaten before the balance moves. Avalanche removes the worst friction first. That means more of your money starts working on principal sooner. If your only goal is to minimize total interest paid, Avalanche is the correct answer almost every time. It does not care what feels rewarding. It cares what costs less. Now, the part that actually matters. Let us run the numbers side by side. Not theory, not motivational talk, actual numbers. Same balances, same interest rates, same monthly payoff budget. The only thing that changes is the order of attack. We are using $1,065 per month total. That comes from $135 to the credit card, $240 to the car loan, $90 to the student loan, and then an extra $600 aimed at the current target debt. That matters because once the order changes, the timing of interest charges changes. And that is where the cost gap starts to show up. Under Snowball, the smallest balance clears first. In this example, the credit card is gone around month 7. Then the student loan becomes the new target and clears around month 18. The car loan is last and finishes around month 27. On screen, you can see how the account count drops faster early in the process. That is the emotional strength of Snowball. Fewer accounts, fewer moving parts, more visible proof that the system is working. Under Avalanche, the path is organized by interest cost. The credit card still dies first at about month 7 because it is both small enough and brutally expensive. After that, Avalanche sends the freed-up payment to the car loan before the student loan because 6.99% is costing you more than 5.99%. In this version, the car loan is gone around month 19, and the student loan is last at around month 27. The account count may not drop in the most emotionally satisfying order, but the interest meter keeps leaking less money over time. Here's the money test. Under Snowball, total interest paid comes out to about $2,186.54. Under Avalanche, total interest paid comes out to about $2,104.15. So Avalanche saves about $82.39 in this specific example. That is the mathematical win. It is real. It is not huge, but it is real. And on bigger balances, higher rates, or longer timelines, that gap can get much wider. Now look at months to pay off. In this example, both methods finish in about 27 months. That is important because people often assume the cheaper method always finishes sooner by a dramatic amount. Not always. Sometimes the time difference is meaningful. Sometimes it is basically a tie, and the real difference is mostly in total interest paid and in the order of your wins. That is why the spreadsheet matters. It forces you to stop guessing based on slogans. The point of running both methods in a spreadsheet is not to win an argument online. It is to see the trade-off clearly. One method usually saves more money. The other may feel easier to follow. Once the numbers are visible, you stop guessing. You make a decision with your eyes open. You can also stress test your own plan. Change the extra payment amount, change the rate, add another debt, then see what happens before you commit. So which one should you use? Here is the honest answer. If you are asking which method saves the most money, Avalanche wins. That is the math. Highest interest first is the most efficient use of extra payments. If you can follow the plan consistently, Avalanche is the rational choice. It reduces interest drag earlier, and every dollar gets used with less waste. But personal finance is not lived on paper. It is lived in kitchens, cars, barracks rooms, and late-night bank app check-ins. Most people do not fail because they picked the wrong formula. They fail because they stopped. Snowball often works better in real life because it makes progress feel visible sooner. If early wins are what keep you locked in, that matters more than pretending you are a spreadsheet. The best debt payoff method is the one you will actually stick to for the full run. Not for 9 days, not until the next emergency, until the debt is gone. If Snowball keeps you consistent, use Snowball. If you are disciplined enough to follow Avalanche without losing steam, use Avalanche. The wrong method is the one you quit. If you want the spreadsheet that runs both methods automatically, grab the free debt payoff tracker in the description. Put in your balances, rates, and payment amount, and let the numbers tell the truth. The free debt payoff tracker that runs both methods automatically is linked in the description at gibudget.etsy.com. Subscribe for weekly money content from GI Budget. Military discipline, civilian money. If this breakdown helped you, subscribe to GI Budget for a new money video every week. And if you want to run these exact numbers on your own debts, the free debt payoff tracker is linked in the description. It runs both methods side by side automatically. GI Budget, military discipline, civilian money.